open source digital voice software for amateur radio. People are using it on HF. With the latest codec, audio codec, it only takes up 1.5 kilohertz of spectrum, but the audio frequency response is quite good, like surprisingly good. So I haven't yet tried it. I've seen some presentations on YouTube and my local club, but haven't played with it yet. It's on the list here. Definitely something I want to check out. freedv.org is the website for that. freedv.org. Thanks, John. And moving on to Emil, Victor Echo 1 Echo Papa. Good afternoon. What's the last new thing you checked out in the hobby?
Yeah, okay, very good. Well, first of all, I wanted to, I was supposed to jump in there with a message, but somehow my push-to-talk didn't work. But the VE7 NFR launch that was scheduled for the school was delayed because of weather. And the next good order or business is that my QRZ page went on berserk last week. Lost all my data, and so I had to go to Windows 11 to do my spreadsheet, and I transferred over to the QRZ. And if you want an update there, I can give you the Pico update for today. There, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry to hear that one launch got postponed. Sure, please go ahead with your update.
Okay, very good. Today we're tracking 132 Pico balloons, 40 Picos beacon today. We had 18 launches in the last 7 days, 4 new launches yesterday, and 2 of them beacon after 30 days. But the amazing one is that Alpha Bravo 9 Lima Mike is reporting 748 days in flight. If you have any questions or wishing to learn more about Pico balloons or wishing to adopt one, you can connect to me on the Canada Hub. Thanks for sharing. Back to Net Control.
Thanks, Emil. Boy, that's a long time. I wonder if that's the record for most time aloft, I guess. Thanks for joining us. Do we have anyone else in Eastern Canada? So that's the Maritimes, Quebec, or Ontario for the TransCanada net. Please check in.
Victor Echo 3, Echo Lima Tango Mobile. Victor Echo 3, Echo Lima Tango, Michel in Hawkesbury.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu.
And we got a couple there. VA3CJZ, Chuck. Be with you in just a second. And in first, Victor Echo 3, Echo Lima Tango. Michelle, welcome to the net. And our question this week, what is the last new thing you checked out in the hobby?
QRZ on the question, please.
Sorry, the question was, and we got a couple there. Last VA3CJZ, Chuck. Be with you in just a second. And in first, okay. Victor Echo, someone's replaying. They don't need to do that. Michelle, welcome to. Glad that's gone. All right, let's try that again.
Over you, I couldn't understand the question at all. Victor Echo 3, Echo Lima Tango.
Yep, let's try that again. We had some QRM. Victor Echo 3, Echo Lima Tango. Welcome to the net. Our question this week, what's the last new thing in the hobby you've checked out? Or I guess the latest thing in the hobby you've checked out or tried?
Well, I treated myself for my birthday. I got myself Yeesu. That's a brand that I've never touched in my life. My first radio was an ICOM 02ET, and we're talking over 40 years ago. So I'm mostly an ICOM person, but I decided to check it out. So that was my first dabs on YouTube. Back to net.
Okay, what did you go for? Is it a handheld, a mobile, an HF rig?
No, I went for the FT70 Delta. Really small. The battery is very, very small, though. That's my disappointment compared to my Lance HD1 and compared to my Anytone. Big difference in battery capacity.
Yeah, very true. I have the same radio. I have an FT70D, and definitely having a spare battery certainly helps. But that's a good one to get because it does do fusion as well if you're looking for something that does fusion, wires X. Okay. Thanks for checking in. Safe travels. Chuck is up next, VA3CJZ. Welcome to the net. Our question this week, what's the last or the latest thing you've checked out in the hobby?
Hi, good afternoon, Chris, and all on net. VA3CJZ Chuck here in Hamilton. Well, as you know, I did purchase recently a new Yaesu FTX1 Optima, and the last thing that or the latest thing, basically the whole concept of the radio is new to me. I mean, SDR transceiver and all its features. But the wires, the C4 FM and wires X is what I've been playing around with recently. I'm still learning on how to use it properly, and it's a lot of fun. To me, that's something new there, Chris. Back to you.
Yeah, I'm wondering what repeaters we have in the area. The one I know about is Burlington. So V3RSB is a fusion repeater on 442.0375, 442.0375, and that one does have wires X available. So that's one to try, but you might be just running it into your computer and getting on that way. I'm not sure. Anyway, very cool. Glad the new rig is proving interesting. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Anyone else in Eastern Canada, so that's the Maritimes, Quebec, or Ontario for the TransCanada, please go ahead.
Victor Echo 3, Bravo Zulu, VE3BZ.
Lots of key ups, but we did get Victor Echo 3, Bravo Zulu. Kevin, welcome to the net. What's the latest thing in the hobby that you've checked out?
Yeah, good afternoon, Chris, and everyone on the net. Kevin here in Victoria Harbour, Ontario. And I guess it would be the FreeDV digital voice for HF. Played around with that a little bit. Not too much, just kind of experimenting with some local people around here. I made one contact out of the area in North Carolina to a POTA station that was using it, which was strange, but anyway, it worked. But anyway, it's a real fun mode. The audio on it is excellent for anybody who hasn't tried it. It's really good. Absolutely no noise, and it sounds great. Anyway, thanks, Chris. Back to you, VE3BZ.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Something's keyed up there, but we'll just keep going. Thanks for that. Another person checking out FreeDV. Seems like it's hit some sort of critical mass. Lots of people are trying it. Or at least there's a lot of interest right now. The other thing about it, too, it will pull signals out of the noise very well. So someone you might not copy on sideband, you still might be able to decode.
This is VE3RSB,
free DV.
VHF, Burlington.
Thanks, Kevin. One more try for Eastern Canada. So that's the Maritimes, Quebec, or Ontario for the TransCanada. Any check-ins? If that's someone trying to check in, we're not getting any audio. We're just getting a carrier. Okay, let's move west. Anyone in the Prairies, BC, or the far north? Prairies, BC, or the far north for the TransCanada. Please check in.
Victor Echo 7, Mike X-Ray Uniform. Victor Echo 7, Mike X-Ray Uniform. Randy in Kelowna, BC.
EFL. Victor Echo 5, Romeo Echo Golf, Reg in Craven, Saskatchewan. Delta, portable VE5 from Aberdeen, Saskatchewan.
Victor Echo 5, Uniform Oscar. Victor Echo 5, Uniform Oscar. David, Saskatoon.
Okay, got a few, missed a couple. I got VE5UO. Dave, we'll be with you in just a moment. Victor Echo 5, Romeo Echo Golf, you're on the list. And Victor Echo 7, Mike X-Ray Uniform, you're on the list. I missed at least two others. Someone was Delta and then Portable VE5, I think. That's all I caught. And there was a station coming in on DMR that I think I missed. So the two I missed. Try it again.
Papa Foxtrot Lima. Well, VE5.
Victor Echo 5, Romeo Yankee, mobile.
Okay, I got VE5RY mobile. The other two, I'm still just getting the very last part of your transmissions. So I got portable VE5, and then there was another station, and I only got the last part of your call. So let's try it one more time, V3RWJ and the TransCanada.
Victor Echo 7, Charlie Delta, portable VE5. VE7 CD, portable VE5.
Okay, I got VE7 Charlie Delta, portable VE5, no problem that time. And if the other station is still there, the one that I missed, try it again.
Take kilo. Kilo off Calgary.
Very broken up. That last station was very broken up. Try it again.
Papa Foxtrot Lima.
Okay, Papa Foxtrot Lima. Papa Foxtrot Lima. We keep missing the first part of your call.
Papa Foxtrot Lima.
Oh, we got the 5. I'm just going to guess it's Victor Echo 5. So we'll go with that. You're on the list, Peter. Let's go mobile first. Victor Echo 5 Romeo Yankee, welcome to the net. Our question this week, what's the last new thing you've checked out in the hobby?
Okay, very good there. I think it's Brian at the helm today of the E5 Romeo Yankee Dave, and we'll check in Karen, the E5 Bravo India X-Ray Karen as well. Just mobiling near the city of Humboldt here, the small city of Humboldt, 70 miles east of Saskatoon. The last new thing I remember checking out was just about everything, it seems. I've been in this hobby since 1972, and there are so many new things. So the last new thing checking out, what's that? Was probably repeaters and desensing and cabling and things like that, as we're getting our new repeater going here in the city. Back to that there, go ahead.
All right, VE5RY. Thanks, Dave. And we got the other station checked in there, Victor Echo 5 Bravo India X-Ray. So hello to Karen. And all right, repeater installations, desensing and duplexers and all that stuff. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Safe travels. And we're going to go back up the list. Let's see. VE7MXU. Randy, welcome to the net. What's the last thing you've checked out in the hobby?
Hey, Chris. Hey, everyone on the net. Thanks for taking my check-in. Well, I mean, it's not completely ham, but two things, I guess. Well, one is ham. We had a really cool DMR presentation at our last regular meeting of the Orchard City Amateur Radio Society. That was pretty cool. Meshnet, Meshtastic, that kind of thing. So that was cool. Might look into that one day. And I built a couple, or assembled, is probably the honest truth, a couple of Pi-Star hotspots. So I've got some redundancy here, because I love redundancy after so many years of IT. Hi. That's about it. Back to you.
All right. Yeah, nothing wrong with backups. I say that, and I don't have my PC backed up here. Uh-oh. Need to do something about that. All right. Cool about the DMR presentation and Meshtastic and all that stuff. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. And next on the list, VE5REG. Reg, welcome to the net. What's the last thing you've checked out in the hobby?
Yeah, VE5REG returning. Good afternoon, Brian, and everyone across Canada. I guess the newest thing for me is VA3CJZ. I bought an FT5 last spring. Didn't get to play with it too much over the summer. Worked a few fusion repeaters here and there. But in the fall I bought a SCU57 note kit for it, which I have hooked up through my PC. And having quite a bit of fun with that. I love the audio. It's so clear. Seldom ever get any background noise, such as humming, hissing, switching, noise, anything like that. It's really nice to talk on. You can, talk to anybody in the world, and it doesn't seem to diminish the quality of the sound. So, I'm pretty happy with that, and I guess that's about it. I was hoping to do a little more HF this winter. I had ordered an antenna last fall, but a new antenna that I was looking forward to playing with as well. But I just found out it was shipped the other day, so that'll be next winter's project. Anyways, thanks for checking me in, and V5REG will be clearing back to that.
Thanks for joining us, Reg. That's our third person, actually, talking about Yaesu and Fusion. So people are still discovering that. to me, it sounds a little better than DMR because they're controlling the equipment that's used. So it's pretty much only Yaesu on Fusion and Wires X. Yep, definitely a lot of fun. You won't hear you pretty much won't hear background noise on digital. It's there or it's not kind of thing. Thanks for joining us. Good luck with the new antenna. And Victor Echo 7, Charlie Delta, portable VE5. Welcome to the net.
Good morning, Chris and the net. Panel here is Greg, and our normal QT Kelowna, but my son's out here in Aberdeen, and we're here for his at the cancer agency for putting the darn thing into remission, supposedly. And then working through my own hotspot, which happens to be on Saskatchewan Warren Talk Group, and I just hope everything's coming through okay. It's a little bit rickety, but we managed to get my hotspot functioning with the local internet here, so I hope we're getting through okay. And that's about it, Chris. No traffic here. It's minus 20. Fairly bright out, but not totally clear.
Ooh, you can keep the minus 20. It's not quite that cold here in southern Ontario. Your hotspot's sounding fine. You were a little broken up right at the start, but it leveled out and you were fine for almost all of that. Best of luck to your son. Hope they do get that. Hope he gets that beat. And thanks for joining us this afternoon. Let's see. Moving on to Dave. VE5UO, welcome to the net. What's the last new thing you've checked out in the hobby?
Oh, hey, Chris. VE3RWJ from VE5UO. Well, I guess newish to me because I've had it for a while, but I've been playing around with an Anon 10E Apache Labs SDR. And I've had it for a while, but finally really got it into production, got SSB working, got it integrated with N1MM, and actually using it. CW contest this weekend. And for those that don't know, today is the first day in 4 years that we've had no visible sunspots. So ask me how the contest is going. But yeah, playing around with that and the Windows-based Theta software, which is super functional, and getting it integrated with a DJ controller, so I have actual physical knobs that I can control the radio with, and interface to my linear, so I can get more than 10 to 15 watts out of the thing and actually make it usable in a contest for me anyway. I know lots of people like to do QRP, but I'm not there yet, not that brave. Anyway, back to you, Chris. Thanks for doing the net. Sounding great. V3RWJ, V5UO, 73.
73, Dave. Thanks for joining us. And best of luck in the contest. I did see that this morning, that there were no visible sunspots right now. And I think the solar flux is down to 112, 111, something like that. So, yeah, things are definitely quiet on the sun. So, all the more reason to check out FreeDB, digital voice for HF, as the conditions, as we get near the bottom of the cycle. But glad you were doing CW. I didn't check out the contest this weekend, but someone told me it was very busy, so that's good. Thanks for joining us. And next on the list, sorry we had to get you to repeat your call so many times, VE5PFL. Peter, welcome to the net. What's the last thing you checked out in the hobby?
PFL checking in from the Duck Mountain location here in east central Saskatchewan near Capsac. We're at the 400 feet above the surrounding plains. Good VHF performance off the tower here. Well, I'm basically an HF operator, and I've been experimenting with HF antennas And a word to the wise. I recently acquired a very expensive factory-made off-center fed long wire. Off-center fed. And it does not perform like advertised, so anybody who wants to play with off-center fed, be prepared for a lot of tinkering before you can make it work. This is VE5PFL, back to net.
Okay, thanks for that warning. Good to know. Lots of fiddling required if you get an off-center fed long wire. Sounds a little frustrating. Hope the antenna wasn't too much, since you mentioned it was a commercial one. Thanks for joining us. Sounds like you're in a great spot, though, for VHF propagation, up nice and high. And I'm at the bottom of my list. So we're looking for more check-ins from Western Canada, so that's Prairies, BC, or the far north, for the TransCanada net. Please check in.
Direct on Whiskey Foxtrot, X-ray Tango Zulu, Mark in Manitoba.
Victor Echo 6, November, Golf Kilo. Victor Echo 3, Papa Zulu.
Okay, in that group we got Victor Echo 3 Papa Zulu, Don in Canada. Victor Echo 6 November Golf Kilo, Cam in Calgary, we got you. Victor Echo 4 X-Ray Tango Zulu, Mark, we got you. And up first, Victor Echo 7 Whiskey Foxtrot. Rick, welcome to the net. What's the last new thing you checked out in the hobby?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. V7 Whiskey Fox, New Westminster, BC. Yeah, as a matter of fact, Free DV is the most recent thing. It's just about 3 weeks now since I started playing with it. First on HF, and I made some contacts on 40 and 10 meters. And it took a little while to get used to it. It is very frequency dependent. You got to have a very stable radio. And since then, I've been playing around with it on 2 meters. And there's only a few stations around here using it, but it's really interesting on 2 meters. I think this mode, if you want to call it that, has a great future ahead of it, but it's not quite there yet in my mind. But it is fascinating to play with. So that's the latest V7WF.
Thanks, Rick. Yeah, well, the one thing I like about it is it's from the ground up. It's experimentation. It's open source. It's not something proprietary from one of the big three radio manufacturers. So I think that part is great. And yeah, it's very frequency dependent. And it's luckily they give you a report feature or a reporter feature, so you can see any other stations that are currently on. That's kind of handy. Thanks for joining us. And next on the list, Victor Echo 4 X-Ray Tango Zulu. Mark, welcome to the net. What's the last new thing you've checked out in the hobby? One more try. Hopefully I got your call right. Victor Echo 4 X-Ray Tango Zulu. All right, we'll try you again in a little bit. Victor Echo 6 November Golf Kilo. Cam, welcome to the net. What's the last new thing you checked out? Am I still being heard? That's two stations who haven't come back. So am I still getting out? V3RWJ.
V14Q Winnipeg.
Oh, great. Okay. Not sure where those two went then. All right. Thanks for the confirmation, guys. Let's try Victor Echo 3 Papa Zulu. Don in Canada, welcome to the net. One more try.
One more try. On the key, SM6XTP.
Yeah, maybe someone is stuck in transmit. Please check your radios, your phones, whatever you're using. Make sure you're not transmitting. If someone's looking at the dashboard, maybe they can take care of it. Adrian or Scott or somebody.
Just putting it up now, V7WS.
Looks like I timed my node out, so we'll just go ahead and give her back to you, Chris. VE4 X-Ray Tango Zulu.
All right, I'm not sure what's going on. Victor Echo 4 X-Ray Tango Zulu, V3RWJ in the TransCanada net. If you can hear me, we just heard the very last part of your transmission. You just said, oh, I timed my...
Yaesu Fusion, I've got the radios, but actually used it for the first time a couple months ago, and so that's new to me. But mostly experimenting now with Raspberry Pis. Built a Sherry Pi, which I'm using right now, to link into the VE4 WRS machine in Winnipeg through the All-Star node. And I'm currently working on building an iGate to plug a reception hole for APRS in our area. And then I think I'm going to be looking at building a Wires X node, a Fusion node, for the area as well. And, well, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what it does. But, yeah, that's the new stuff for me, is all the digital and the microcomputer stuff. But hopefully this came through. Back to that, VE4 XTZ.
Yeah, we got almost all of that. That was great. First of all, congratulations on the All-Star node. It's sounding great, nice and clear. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with that. And another person checking out Yaesu Fusion. So lots of people discovering that one. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Let's see, where did I get to? Let's try Victor Echo 3 Papa Zulu again, if you're there. Victor Echo 3 Papa Zulu, V3RWJ, and the TransCanada net. Nothing heard. What about Victor Echo 6 November Golf Kilo, VE6NGK, Cam in Calgary, if you're there.
Yeah, good morning, everyone on the net. It's far as new thing is concerned, I have to say that it is a new old thing. I try to rediscover EchoLink. So I put Android EchoLink on client on my POC Android phone, which is I'm using right now. Back to net control.
Okay, well, what is older is new again. EchoLink. Lots of people still using EchoLink. And that sounds very good on that Android phone. Nice and clear. That's working great. So thanks for joining us. Glad we got you that time. Seems like our network issues have straightened themselves out. And do we have anyone else in Western Canada for the TransCanada net? So that's the Prairies, BC, or the far north, VA3CJZ.
This is VA5 Alpha Lima Delta, Elton in Saskatoon.
Okay, got two there. Victor Echo 4 Whiskey Alpha Lima, I think it was. A little noisy. Victor Echo 5 Alpha Lima Delta in Saskatoon. Welcome to the net. What's the last new thing you've checked out in the hobby?
Hi, I'm looking at all kinds of things. The same with BMR radio. A friend of mine has shown me, so there's so much to learn about that. Trying to figure out what I'm not sure what All-Star is, IRLP. And I'm saying this is EchoLink. I'm using EchoLink to talk to you. I was monitoring you on my local repeater CC, and about 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, whatever, the repeater dropped out of your link. So how does this all work? Why did it drop out? And back to you.
You're still keyed up there. You're still transmitting. There we go. Yeah, we can hear whoever that is in the background on the phone, I think. VE5ALD, thanks for joining us. You're coming through fine on EchoLink. I'm not sure why your local repeater would have disconnected. Maybe they were having some kind of problems. They might have disconnected, or someone might have disconnected them from the Canada hub. And All-Star is a lot like IRLP and EchoLink, but it's newer. Some people think it sounds better. It's a little more flexible. So it's a similar thing. All-Star is a similar thing. It's analog at the radio end, but digital in between, digital going over the internet in between, if that helps. Thanks for joining us. And next up, Victor Echo 4 Whiskey Alpha Lima. Wendell in Matlock, it says here. Welcome to the net. What's the last new thing you've checked out in the hobby?
The newest thing that I've checked out, I guess, is just getting online here. I'm still into the network. I just got my license last year. So I'm assembling little things by little that I can. And also I've just got a hold of a HF radio, and I'm practicing with that and practicing on the 10-meter band.
V4WAL, V3RWJ in the net. All right, well, congratulations on being a relatively new ham. There's always new things to check out in this hobby. And you're getting into the repeater a little noisy, so I don't know if you can up your power or maybe get in a better spot. But we got most of that. I think you said you just got an HF rig, so congratulations on that. Hope that's a lot of fun. I really like HF. That's my favorite part of the hobby, I think. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. Emil, you had a comment. V1EP, VA3RWJ on the net.
This is VA3RSB, VHF, Burlington.
Yeah, I just want to make a clarification. The IRLP node was, someone was stuck on there, so we had to take it down. So I'm not sure what happened there, but that's why it disconnected. It was keyed up, and we had to take it down. One echo, Papa Portable.
Okay, well that clarifies that. Thank you for letting me know, and I'm glad that was taken care of. I'm glad someone's able to keep an eye on that stuff and do things in the background. Very helpful. All right, thanks, Emil. And I'm at the bottom of my list. Let's open it up. We'll open it back up to the whole country. Anyone else in Canada for the TransCanada net, if you'd like to check in, please go ahead.
Victor Alpha 3, Tell Echo Sierra, Mark in Mississauga.
Victor Echo 3, Golf, Victor Golf, Belleville.
All right, couple of Ontario stations there. Victor Echo 3, Golf, Victor Golf. Cam, you're on the list. We'll be with you in just a second. And VA3HES, Mark, welcome to the net. Our question this week, what's the last new thing you checked out in the hobby?
Good afternoon, Chris and all in at VA3HES here in Mississauga, Ontario. The latest new thing I've checked out in the hobby, been looking at this M17. It's a digital standard. There's not a lot of radios that can make use of it, but there's some add-on boards that you can use with other third-party radios, and that seems kind of interesting, though. It seems like the death of 1,000 different digital standards. I sometimes wish we'd all kind of pick one. No other traffic for the net. I figured it's been a while since I checked in the TransCanada, so I'd come and add another bean to the pot. That's all for now, Chris. I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Mark. For you and whoops. Thanks, Mark. Always great to hear you, and thanks for joining us this afternoon. I agree with you on all these different modes. Tends to split everyone up. You have a few people on DMR and a few more on Fusion and a few more on D-Star and on, instead of us all being kind of, more centralized. M17 I haven't heard of in a while. So interesting that's still going. Have to see if it ever gets adopted, wider adoption. Thanks for checking in. Hope to hear you on my net tomorrow night. One of the other nets here on the Canada Hub, Monday nights, is the Sounds Good net. For anyone interested in music, audio, musicians, all that stuff, Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on the Canada Hub, the Sounds Good net. That's another one I run. Of course, check out the Canada Hub website for the whole list of nets. Moving on to Cam, VE3 Golf, Victor Golf. Definitely a regular here on the TransCanada net. Welcome to the net. What's the last new thing you checked out in the hobby? That's our question this week.
Yes. Good afternoon, Chris. VE3RWJ, the TransCanada net, VE3 Golf, Victor Golf. Name is Cam, location Belleville, and actually it was last summer. I tried DMR. I have a radio, and the DM, I guess the DM 1701. Great radio. I was able to hit repeaters going all the way down, down through Quebec and the East Coast and stuff. But all the stuff, I couldn't work anybody on it. So not entirely sure quite what I was doing wrong. I I was able to hit the repeaters, but I couldn't work anybody on them, so I don't know. There's still something involved in that part of the hobby that I haven't quite figured out yet, but I was able to hit the repeaters. Go figure. Anyway, that's about it, but it was a fun trick anyway when I went down. I also tried D-Star, and didn't have a lot of luck with it, but at least I was able to work a few people on that. But anyway, oh well, a little problem with some of these digital modes. VE3CJZ back to net control.
Thanks, Cam. Yeah, I hope you can find someone who can double check your settings and so on. Usually it's just one little thing that stops it from working as well as it should. But glad you're trying this stuff. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the digital voice modes just because they sound, or because of how they sound. I don't like that sort of robotic quality, but that's just me. I realize a lot of people love it, so not taking anything away from anybody. The other thing, on any of the digital modes, it seems like there are a few places that are busy, a few rooms or talk groups or reflectors that are busy, and a lot that aren't. So like D-Star, you've got REF 030 Charlie and 001 Charlie are busy, and that's, at least when I was on D-Star, that's about it. You have to really go looking for other activity. DMR, Talk Group 91 on Brandmeister is busy all the time. That's worldwide. A lot of others aren't. YSF Fusion, AmericaLink is busy. A lot of other rooms aren't. So, I don't know. That's just been my experience. But glad you're playing with that stuff. Hope you can get DMR working fully there. I'm at the bottom of the list. Do we have any other check-ins? Anyone else from inside Canada for the TransCanada net? Please check in.
VO1.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot, Portable, Vernon Waterdown. Good afternoon, Chris.
Plug a double, VO1 UKZ, Victor Oscar 1, Uniform Kilo Zulu.
Victor Echo 6, Delta Charlie November.
Victor Echo 6, Alpha Yankee Uniform.
Victor Alpha 7 Juliet Bravo, just check in and out 732.
Victor Echo 4, Whiskey Sierra Charlie.
Okay, got a bunch there. VE4WSC, Winnipeg Seniors Radio Club, it says here. We'll be with you just in a second. Victor Alpha 7, Juliet Bravo. Jess Pell, I hope I'm saying that right, in Surrey. Thanks for joining us and listening along. Victor Echo 6, Alpha Yankee Uniform. Rulon, welcome to the net. You're on the list. We'll be with you in just a second. Victor Echo 6 Delta Charlie November. Dean, you're on the list. We'll be with you in a second. VO1 UKZ, try that again. VO1 UKZ. Daryl, great to hear you. We'll be with you in just a second. We got one person ahead of you. And VA3CRF Vern, out for a walk, no doubt. Welcome to the net. Our question this week, what's the last new thing in the hobby you've checked out?
Good afternoon, Chris, and everybody on the net. Thanks for picking me up. Yep, out for a walk. Light snow falling up here in Waterdown, and it's basically zero, right on the freezing point. Disappointing game today. I mean, proud of the Canadians, but too bad it didn't go their way in hockey. Last new thing I checked out, Chris, interestingly enough, is one of the handies that you have, the Kenwood PhD 75, and I did spring for one a while ago, and I'm going to be heading down to Arizona in the not too distant future, and I plan on swinging by HRO and see if there's any accessories I can get for it. I'm quite pleased with the radio. As you mentioned, the battery life is not great, but just what it can do, and the audio on it is amazing. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, I love that handheld. I have one as well. I use it probably 95% of the time. I have 3 other handhelds, and they all just sit here collecting dust. They're neglected. Yeah, I love my Kenwood. There's a 5-amp battery for it. I'll have to send you. I'll look it up and send you the link. There's a guy making an aftermarket 5-amp battery pack for it. If you want to make it much fatter at the bottom and heavier, but it'll last. It'll last a long time. Another accessory I've got for it, the Heil HTH-K. That HTH stands for Handy Talkie Headset. Heil HTH-K, so it's like a one single earpiece headset with a boom mic. That's kind of handy. That's all I've bought for mine. There are probably other things. I think Ken would sell a Bluetooth mic for it, Bluetooth speaker mic for it. Thanks, Fern. And Daryl, you're up next from the Rock VO1 UKZ. Welcome to the net.
Well, good afternoon to you, Chris. Well, man, I'm thinking about changing the name. I don't think I'm going to call it the Rock anymore. I'm going to call it the Iceberg. Now on, I think. Well, at least probably until June or July when we get rid of this crap. We got another snowstorm going on, bud. We had 70 centimeters earlier this week, and we had upwards of 50 centimeters that's still going on outside right now. Started yesterday evening. So that's well over 100 centimeters in 1 week. We're almost at 350 centimeters of snow here in St. John's this winter. It's the worst winter we've had literally since Snowmageddon in 2020. And in that series of storms, the power was out here in the city for like between 5 and 7 days for some people. So it really is not nice here right now, man. The power has been going on and off for like the last week. Just short outages for us, luckily. There's been people that have been in the dark for days. Down in the main part of St. John's, I live just outside the city. So we've got a transmission line that comes into the neighborhood here that pretty much covers the whole neighborhood. So it's we don't lose a whole big lot, but now and then when the city blows, we go through a little reset or something. Let me drop it for a second. So yeah, that's the story from down here on the Iceberg. And I'm literally sat here at my desk with a hoodie and like a toque, I guess you could say, like like a wool hat, like an Under Armour hat. Just sat at my desk. Not because it's freezing cold in the house here, because I've got a bunch of heaters on, but it's just so cold outside. It's chill right now, -12, and winds sustained at 65 kilometers. And driving the snow, you can just imagine what it's like down here right now. We're right on the coast, so there's zero visibility. Cars stuck all over town, the typical stuff for big storms like this. But having 2 of these in 1 week, and we've had enough. I'm almost ready to forget about all the crap in the States and go to Florida. No, not really. I'm just kidding. But I don't hate the snow that much. Anyhow, most recent radio thing that I've experimented in, man, hasn't been a whole lot lately. I've got to upgrade my All-Star situation. The repeater is running an old, outdated version of All-Star Beta, and it turns out I've got ham VoIP installed on the All-Star bridge for the All-Star to Echolink, and I'm having trouble blocking someone on that. Dude is like connecting up to the system, and it sounds like he's transmitting digital noise, but not converted to voice, if you know what I mean. Like if you're listening on the analog digital signal, that's what it sounds like. And every time he connects to drop in, it's like that for 15 or 20 until someone gets a hold of me to fix it. But I can't block the guy. I've blacklisted his call sign, his node number, and every other day he still manages to connect right to our main node, so I don't get it. So the ASL people said upgrade from ham VoIP to ASL 3, and then the blocking stuff will work properly, and plus it will fix up, some audio anomalies I've been having with the repeater. So I think I'm going to change both the bridge and the repeater. I think on the repeater where the controller is an x86 controller, I'll have to
install Debian and then Linux by hand, through the but other than that, I guess there's a pre-canned image for AF3 for the Pi 4. I'm hoping, so I don't have to mess around with that one too. Ham VoIP is just the easiest to go with when I set it up, but I'm realizing now there's two different factions of All-Star. One group is doing things one way, the other group is doing things another way, which a lot of people say is the better way. So that's what I've been messing with. In regard to radios, let me reset one more time here. In regard to radios, the most recent one I've played with is one of those Quanchang K5s, the one that can take custom firmware, and you load it up with a custom firmware, and all of a sudden it's like a HF receiver, and you can hook like a long wire to it and listen on HF. It decodes SSB, can do 2-meter sideband, it receives airband, does a bunch of crazy stuff that I've never seen in a portable before. Plus, you can't go wrong with USB-C charging. I've got 3 or 4 different handhelds here now with USB-C charge, and some of them it plugs into the battery, and others of them plug right into the radio with the Type-C cable. So I'm really liking that advancement. I saw a really, really cool Bofang radio the other day. It looks almost like a UV5, but it's the UV5 Mini, and it's like total step up from the UV5. Even though it's smaller, it's got a color screen, full DTMF pad, Bluetooth. I was shocked in a $30 radio. But yeah, it's only $30 Canadian, man, which I really couldn't believe. Also picked up another cheap little thing recently, $15 HT, if you can believe that, $15 Canadian. It's a Bofang U9, a Bofang U9, a BF-U9. It's a little UHF HT. It looks like an FRS radio, but it's fully programmable from 400 to 480. So FRS, GMRS, UHF ham repeaters, commercial, whatever you want to put into this thing, and it's tiny. Looks like an old Nokia phone from the early 2000s. That's the kind of vibes it gives off, one of those little candy bar phones. But no DTMF pad, just 6 buttons on the front of it. Really cool little radio, though, especially for $15. You really can't go wrong. Other than that, man, that's about it from down here on the iceberg in St. John's, Newfoundland. This is VO1 UKZ.
VO1 UKZ V3RWJ and the net. Wow, a lot there. First of all, the weather. That's a lot of snow and wind and everything else. Don't envy you guys at all. Hope you get a break from that soon. 350 centimeters total for the winter so far. That's bad even for there. So I can't say anything about the snow here because we haven't had much. So even a few weeks ago in Toronto, they had a record-breaking storm, but nothing like that. So hope that improves. Yeah, amazing what you can get for $30 now in a radio. And I don't have one of those Quanchangs yet, but they are pretty cool with the firmware. I'm still running on All-Star. I'm still running a ham VoIP node here. My Shari node runs ham VoIP, and that's all I've had so far on it. It still works, but it sounds like we're running into wrinkles. We're running into incompatibilities between the two systems, so maybe I'm going to have to upgrade. I'll have to watch that. So far, it hasn't broken, but I might have to switch. I hope switching sorts out your issues, especially that one guy connecting. And thanks for joining us this afternoon. Good to hear you. I haven't talked to you in a while since the Santa Claus net. Next up, Victor Echo 6. Delta Charlie November. Dean, welcome to the net. Our question this week, what's the last new thing in the hobby that you've tried? One more try for Victor Echo 6 Delta Charlie November. Okay, how about Victor Echo 6 Alpha Yankee Uniform? If you're there, welcome to the net.
Good afternoon. This is VA3CJZ and they call me Monty. M-O-N-T-E is what they go by, so that's who I am, and I just had my latest thing, I guess, if you're interested, is we're playing with crossband repeaters. So I got a couple of old, got more than a couple, I got a little bag full of old Tate radios, commercial radios that we're looking to modify and see if we can make up a crossband repeater. So that's kind of a project working on. I was involved in that. We're making cables, trying to make up some programming cables for those radios. So anyways, that's what we're working on, or I'm working on. Just wondering what your QTH is and what the name of the net is. And the third question is, how are you crossing Canada so quickly? This is V6AYU.
V6AYU, V3RWJ in the net. Thanks, Monty. I'm looking at QRZ here, and it does say Monty in brackets, so I just need to pay more attention. So sorry about that. Now I've got your name right, and that crossband repeater sounds like a fun project with some commercial radios. The net is called the TransCanada net, trans as in across Canada, and we're hosted on the Canada Hub, which is a large all-star IRLP Echolink DMR system, all based out of British Columbia. Their website is thecanadahub.ca. That's thecanadahub.ca. So that's tying everything together across the country for the most part. I'm connected through my own all-star node, but some other people are coming through repeaters, etc. Back to you, Monty, V6AYU, V3RWJ.
All right, fine business there. I don't even know your first name. Anyway, or your call, I should have written it down. But it's good to talk. I just turned the radio on here and just jumping from frequency to frequency, and I ran across you guys. I've never actually, not even aware of the net. So anyways, it's good to talk to you guys, and we'll let you go, and we'll listen a little longer. V6AYU.
All right, glad you could join us. You do have some kind of digital ID or packet at the end of your transmissions, by the way, just to let you know. Not sure if that's Motorola or what it is, but anyway, name here is Chris. First name is Chris. A few people earlier on the net called me Brian. I'm not sure why I'm not sure where that came from, but no, name is Chris. Call sign is V3RWJ, Victor Echo 3 Romeo Whiskey Juliet. And this net is here each Sunday, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific. Last on my list here, Victor Echo 4 Whiskey Sierra Charlie. Hope you're still there. Welcome to the net. Our question this week, what's the last new thing in the hobby that you've checked out?
Thank you, Chris, and everybody on net. Yes, this is VE4 Whiskey Sierra Charlie, the Winnipeg Senior Citizens Radio Club. My name is Derek. My call sign is Victor Echo 4 Hotel Alpha Yankee. We do a variety of things here in this clubhouse, but one of the things we're playing with, which I heard you mentioned earlier, was free DV, HF digital. And, when I hear it going, I don't have to be in the room where it is, but I could be in another room and I hear it. I just think it's a conversation happening in the room between two people. It is such a crystal clear sound, way different than DMR or Echolink or even All-Star, I suppose. All-Star is pretty close to it, though. But, yeah, that free DV sure sounds like a real conversation happening in real time, in person.
Yeah, I really need to check that out. That's probably the most common answer this afternoon on the net, people checking that out. So I definitely need to try it. Thanks for joining us, Derek. And sounds like you're part of a good club there, trying lots of new things. I'm at the bottom of my list. Just a second. I'm at the bottom of my list. Let's try one more time inside Canada, and then we'll open it up to outside. Anyone else inside Canada for the net V3RWJ?
VE5RS.
And VE5RS Ron, welcome to the net. Our question this week: what's the latest thing in the hobby that you've checked out?
Okay, well, I'm trying to, in the process of checking out, is that free DV. I checked it out a few years ago, and I've just starting to. I got trying to get my radio working with it, and I was wondering if there was any good YouTubes on it. There is. I just have to look for them, and but I wonder what kind of schedule they have and that sort of thing. I was involved with the D-Star HF group, and they still get together on Saturdays and Sunday mornings. But I haven't been checked in with them for a while. But anyway, so that's on my the next thing is the free DV. Back to you there, Chris.
Thanks, Ron. As far as setup, I don't know because I haven't done it yet. As far as I know, it's fairly easy to set up. You pick your audio devices and so on. There must be a YouTube video on that. And if you tried it a few years ago, it's greatly improved because the audio codec they're using now, the latest one, sounds quite good. So you might want to give it a try again if you tried it a few years ago and didn't care for the sound. As far as where to go, there are some nets. I know there are some nets listed on the website. Third weekend each month is for 48 hours is free DV activity day, even though it's 2 days. So that's every third weekend of the month. So just to try and get more people on that way too. And there's a whole bunch of frequencies listed. If you're on Google Groups, or if you go to Google Groups, there's a free DV Google group or forum you can join as a mailing list, or I guess you can just look at it through the Google interface. So there's that too for lots of discussion and tips and tricks and everything. Free DV Google group. All right, thanks, Ron. And let's open it up to everywhere. We're almost done the net, so let's take check-ins from anywhere. We'll try not to talk about the hockey game. Anyone, anywhere for the TransCanada net, please go ahead.
2 Delta 0 Papa Echo Yankee 2D0 PEY, Gavin Glenvine, Isle of Man.
George 8, Fox, Mike Tango, Pete, 70 k's north of London.
Mike 7, Lima, Mike India, Lee, northeast of England, Sunderland.
Okay, 3 stations, all from the UK. Mike 7, Lima, Mike India, Golf 8, Fox, Mike Tango, and up first, 2 Delta 0, Papa Echo Yankee. Gavin, welcome to the net. Good evening. Our question this week, what's the last new thing in the hobby that you've checked out?
2 Delta 0 Papa Echo Yankee in the group. Quite exciting, actually. I got my 2 new Yagis from a DX shop. So I've got a 13-element 70 SEMS and a 9-element 2-meter Yagis I'm going to be using for contesting and maybe some satellites. And they're currently actually set up in my garage, but on a mast. Nice, they're really well made. There's almost zero reflection on them, so they're tuned like absolutely spot on frequency, and it's just a joy to have, really. So so 2 new antennas to play with for New Isle of Man. It's about 4 degrees here, so nothing like the temperatures you guys were discussing. I'm not in -20. But thanks for letting me check in. TD0PY in the group, that's net control.
Thanks, Gavin. Yeah, +4 sounds a lot better. Thanks for joining us. Back to you real quick. So are you mostly using those for sideband, FT8, that kind of thing on VHF, UHF?
Probably a bit of everything. Mainly it's going to be the UK activity contests. So where I live, I'm in a bit of a bowl, so everything's kind of above me. So I've got to go /P for everything. But they kind of break down into manageable sizes. I can get them in the car and then get them, go up to higher ground. But actually, what I was going to do, the new FT2 software has been released, which is meant to be it's twice as fast as FT4. So I want to give that a go. Mainly the new Yargis are going to be for UK activity contesting, which is SSB voice in the main.
All right, great stuff. Well, there's it's always good to hear people getting on sideband on the higher bands on VHF, UHF. That's great. So hope that's a lot of fun. And yeah, FT2. I was just reading about that the other day, and how fast it apparently is. So the contesters are going to love that. Thanks for checking in. Next on the list, G8, Fox Mike Tango. Pete, welcome to the net.
Pete, G8FMT. We're about 70 kilometres north of London in the UK. I forget to say UK because I know you've got a London in Canada. Thanks for letting us into the net. And, nothing new here, I'm afraid. I'm a retiree, and it's all going backwards. So I'm back into tube technology, and all my solid-state kit is packing up one after the other, and it's not very good. So I'm back to tube technology, which seems to be very reliable. So maybe it's the way to go. I don't know. Anyway, that's about it from me. So thanks very much for running the net. Very, very interesting in all the replies and hearing all the signals coming in across Canada and your very low temperatures you're operating there in some places. As the last station said, we're probably around about 5. It has been about 10 or 12 today. And a lot of sunshine, which is very nice, considering it's been raining like heck since Christmas. Anyway, back to your man, G8FMT, bye.
Yeah, I heard about lots of rain in January over there. My dad watches Premier League soccer, and it seems like it's always raining at the games. All right, thanks for joining us, and nothing wrong with tube stuff. Nothing wrong with the old stuff. That sounds like fun, and after the apocalypse, maybe the tube stuff is what's going to still work. Hope we don't ever find out. All right, thanks for joining us. One more person on the list here, and then we're going to wrap it up. Mike 7 Lima, Mike India, over to you.
Good evening from Sunderland in England. Yes, so I'm Mike 7 Lima, Mike India. Passed my foundation exam about 10 days ago. Been listening for a few months just to see how things work. I'm currently speaking to you on a Yaesu FTM 500D, which I have attached to an X50 Diamond up on the roof there. I've also got, which I'm just learning, a Yaesu FT-DX10, and I've put up an N-fed wire. SWR here, I'm getting out on that, so everything for me, your topic was what's new, what have you learned new, everything for me at this point is new. I've also just bought a Anytone 868 or something, a handheld DMR, so I'm just sort of immersing myself in this whole thing and see where it takes me. Back to you.
All right, thanks for joining us, and congratulations again on getting your license. As you're finding out, the learning never ends, but neither does the shopping. There's always stuff you can buy. But sounds like you're having fun there, checking everything out. Hope you like the DX10. I keep hearing that's a really good radio. All right. Thanks for joining us, and that will be it for this edition of the TransCanada Net for February 22nd, 2026. We will be back next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific, with a different net controller. For more information, check out the Canada Hub website, see what other nets we carry during the week, thecanadahub.ca. Again, that's thecanadahub.ca. Thanks to everyone who checked in. Wouldn't be a successful net without all of you participating. It would just be me talking, and no one wants to hear that. 73. Catch everyone next week. V3RWJ.
Q6 PKR.